Hi everybody, it's Dr. Shawn Talbott and welcome to another edition of From the Lab. And as you can see, again this week, we're not exactly in the lab, are we? This week I've been in the rainforest in Brazil, and it's been an amazing few days of going down rivers that were absolutely gigantic. It looked like you were in the ocean. You couldn't even barely see to one side or the other. It was just absolutely vast. And then in sort of regular sized rivers, what we would all think of as rivers, and then little tiny channels through the trees that aren't even there in the dry season. So we got to see tons of different things. We got to see all the flora and fauna of the rainforest. We got to see monkeys and birds and all kinds of creatures. You'll probably hear a lot of them squawking in the jungle here as I talk to you. But what I was here for is to look for new fruits and seeds and nuts and plants that we can use in some of our MonaVie products. Part of my role at MonaVie is to be scouring the world, looking for the exotic fruits and the exotic natural ingredients that we can use in our existing products as well as some future products. So we had the good fortune of being invited in to one of the locals to his house to actually see his family, see how they live, visit their little small plantation. So we were lucky to have some of their manioc root, which we would know as cassava or tapioca, and you can use that grain as a flour to make little tapioca pancakes, or they make what is kind of like oatmeal, a little carbohydrate food that you can use for lots of different calorie needs. They mix it with things. They make bread out of it. They make these little pancakes out of it. So we were able to enjoy some of that. We're able to drink cupuaçu juice, which is delicious. It's in the MonaVie product, so you're getting a taste of that. It's a very sweet juice. It tastes almost like a cross between grapefruit juice and pineapple juice. It's very delicious. And of course, we got to taste some of their acai. We were able to climb up some of the acai trees that this gentleman had on his little plantation, and these are literally subsistence farmers. We had to travel down large rivers, small rivers, tiny little channels through the trees to get to his piece of land. But it was the most beautiful, idyllic spot, looking out over the water. Acai palms growing here, manioc roots growing there, cupuaçu trees growing there, lots of things I didn't even know what they were, and we had to talk, and we got some ideas of some ingredients we can use in some future MonaVie products. But they were the most gracious hosts. I gave him a bottle of MonaVie Max and presented it to him. They were so appreciative. They insisted that we drink some of their acai, and of course this was just pure acai juice right off of the trees. They took it out of a cooler. We all shared some. It wasn't sweetened. It was the most beautiful flavor right off the tree. And of course, you can get that if you're growing the trees 10 yards away from your home. But we can't get that when we're shipping acai around the world. So what we do with this little fruit, these little plants, they actually break down very quickly once you pick them, once you take them off the tree. So they need to be processed in just the right way. That's why in our MonaVie products, you'll see that we use a version of acai that we call AsaVie. Now this is our way of processing. As soon as these berries come off the tree, we process them. And we do that so that we freeze dry them. We have a freeze dried version, we have a pulp version, we have a concentrated juice version. And we do that so that we get the best of each of those fractions. We want certain phytonutrients in each of those fractions. We want to maintain the healthy fatty acids, the oleic acid, so that we get those healthy fats. We want to maintain as much of the goodness as we can so that when we put this acai into our products and ship it around the world, it is as potent and as health promoting as possible. So that's why when you get acai from MonaVie, it's not the same acai that you see at the grocery store. It's not the same acai that you can get other places. It really is a very unique combination of the best that this berry has to offer. And then we combine it with those other fruits and those other vegetables so that you get the entire antioxidant network to protect your body in all of those different ways that we've talked about before on other editions of From the Lab. So, as I mentioned, we're in Brazil this week. Next month, I'll be in Malaysia doing exactly the same thing, scouring the world for different fruits and berries and nuts and natural products that we can put in our products. We were in Peru last month. We'll tell you about that in a future edition of From the Lab. And of course, last week we were in Hawaii looking at how they do sustainability so well and what we can learn from that culture and apply to our products. So I'll leave it there. I'll share with you some images of our trip on the blog, of our trip to Brazil. I'll share that on the blog site and give you a little bit more insight. But tune in to other editions of From the Lab. Make sure that you're checking out the Science tab on MonaVie.com for updates. We have the Experimental Biology Scientific Conference is coming up next week, and we have a couple presentations there that I'm sure you'll be interested to listen to on future editions of From the Lab. This is Dr. Shawn Talbott. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.